I'd like to get 100,000.
Today, I am reacting to a new segment on Pawn Stars where they are going over some old school Yu-Gi-Oh product. And as a Yu-Gi-Oh collector and player, of course, I want to check that out.
What do you have here?
Yeah, I've got a really cool collection. I think you might be interested.
This is Prodigy Yu-Gi-Oh.
YuGiOh.
Yeah. So I have a unlimited sealed booster box, also a glossy first edition booster box, and then
Okay, so really important here. These are LOB boxes. This is the very first box for Yu-Gi-Oh! The very first booster set release. And they're talking about glossy and wavy. Basically, there's two types of printings people are usually talking about. There's not that big of a deal for someone who's not into that, but wavy just looks a little bit different, looks a little water damaged, but some people really like that old look. Glossy looks a little bit more normal, let's say.
I have the repackaged packs that you see there in the blisters, and then
Nice.
2 of the unlimited blisters. And then the last thing, the holy grail of the whole collection, the one in the acrylic case, is the first edition wavy box. It's dead stock. You don't see it for sale often.
I play Pokemon, it's a lot easier. But I do know the Yu-Gi-Oh players are pretty serious.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I'm here
Yu-Gi-Oh's
at
a
the
big
pawn
deal.
shop today to sell my one-of-a-kind Yu-Gi-Oh collection. The products themselves are in pretty minty condition. The wavy box is about as minty as you can get from a case from back in the day. I'm looking to get 100,000 today. It's not something that's ever going to be made again, and it's just such an iconic set.
100K though, that's quite high. You know, we've had really big boom, really big hype in about 2020, 2021. Despite that, 100K is quite high for everything I'm seeing here. So we'll see what happens.
Now this is cool. Yu-Gi-Oh was originally a Japanese manga, which is basically a comic book. It came out in the late 90s and it adapted into card game, video games, and mini animated series. So Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most popular trading card games. And this looks like Blue Eyes White Dragon, the first set of Yu-Gi-Oh cards made by the company Konami. And this one would have been the first printing of it, and this one would have been the reprinting of it, correct?
Oh, watch out there. Now, this was a big misconception, actually. At one point, people started calling wavy the first print and glossy the second print. But there's actually very little evidence of this. And then later on, we actually started seeing the opposite evidence. A lot of this was got together by people like Gezi TCG. Check him out if you're really into like this very in-depth type of stuff. But so there's no real proof that wavy is first. And there's a little bit stronger proof that glossy came first. Another YouTuber then went over how they could be like at the same time. There's a lot of little conflicting info on this stuff, but so calling it first is a little bit dangerous when you're doing it to such a massive audience.
So basically, to play the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game, you would take 2 players. Each player would create a deck of 60 cards. And you would start with life points. And the 2 players would battle with their cards. Like,
I like how this guy from Pawn Stars is explaining to Prodigy how Yu-Gi-Oh works as if he doesn't know.
attack you and try to take some of your life points away until you hit 0, and you would do the same thing to me. Basically, the point of the game is for each player to try to eliminate the other player from battle by taking all the life points. Sealed stuff like this is very, very collectible right now, and the trading card market is just going insane. So how much are you looking to get for everything here?
I'd like to get 100,000.
Okay, that seems a little high to me, but some of these boxes can be very expensive when you're talking about first edition. So I really need to have someone come down, evaluate the seals of the products, and talk about the value of the products. And then I think we could maybe negotiate on a price from there.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
Very important, they talk about evaluating the seals. There was actually a lot of drama about a lot of these boxes being faked or, well, resealed. So they would, you know, open it up, get all the valuables out, put some garbage in, and then put on a fake seal and try to sell the box that way. So checking out the seals, whether they're actually not fake and tampered with, is very important when buying, you know, boxes of this caliber.
Not at all.
Okay, let me get someone down here. It'll be just a few minutes.
Okay. I am looking forward for the expert to come in today. I feel like my valuation shouldn't be too far off, so I'm really curious to see what his opinion is about it.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good, chum. How you been?
Pretty good.
Excellent.
So, this is what I called you down about. We have some Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty cool collection, actually. You know, this stuff is incredibly rare these days. As it gets more opened, you know, there's less of it. So, overall, this is important stuff.
Maybe you can get into them and tell me if you think these are all authentically sealed from Konami.
From Konami. Authentically sealed from Konami. So this is Matt Quinn from CGC, actually, a very big grading company. So he should know what he's talking about.
Take a look at the hanger pack. You know, with the packs, you really want to be looking at the crimp. So you have the crimp right here. These crimps look absolutely genuine. There's nothing wrong with these packs. They're authentic first edition packs.
Okay, and then here we have a sealed unlimited booster box.
You know, what you're looking for on these is the seals, basically. You want to look at where the plastic is joined together. This wrap looks great. This is very, very convincing. You know, I think it's completely authentic.
All right, and here we go, the holy grail of the YuGiOh collecting world.
Yeah.
First edition sealed booster box.
Beautiful.
These are incredibly rare. They very rarely come to market. I'm amazed to see one in my hands right now, actually. And I turned it over right away. It makes me feel happy. There's a flap on the bottom right here. This flap is important because without that flap, you know it's going to be resealed. In my mind, this is a legitimate first edition, you know, box, and it's from the first printing. This is what's called the wavy set, the wavy cards. It's a
Why are we saying that? Why are we saying that? First edition is not the same as first printing. And then wavy is not first printing. Oh, this is, but of course I get it. They're trying to keep it easy for the viewer at home, you know, who isn't really into Yu-Gi-Oh, but okay, whatever, let's keep watching.
genuine item.
Looking clean.
So what value can we put on the whole collection?
The ones that are sealed in the hanger packs, those are probably about $1,000 a piece.
Okay.
And the sealed booster box there, you know, probably $4,000. This Yu-Gi-Oh box, this first edition box is incredibly important, obviously. I'd say the value of that box today is about $35,000. Looking at it all together, I mean, if I price it out in my head, I mean, $55,000.
All right, well, I think that answers everything I need to know. I appreciate you coming down. Thank you.
My pleasure, Chum, and good luck with the sale.
Ooh. Okay, so I think about the blisters, he's completely right. They were a little bit higher during like the peak of all the mania, then they went down a little bit, so that sounds about fine. And then he talked about regular booster boxes being 4K. I'm assuming those are unlims and not first eds, because for glossy LOB booster boxes, no way it's 4K. And then the wavy 35 is actually quite high, I want to say. I don't know, maybe that's controversial, but we'll see.
Thank you so much.
Yep, take care.
All right, well, I do want this stuff, but I don't know that I can pay that much for it. I'm just gonna try and offer you $25,000 for this first edition box here and hope you take it.
Oh man, I've had multiple offers higher than that, so there's no way I can go that low.
All right, well, it looks like we're not gonna make a deal today, but if you have anything else that you wanna bring by, I would love to take a look at it.
Sounds good.
All right, have a good day, thank you.
Thank you. It's obviously a lot less than what I was wanting today. This is something from my childhood watching the show, so it's really hard to let go of something that you care about a lot.
Okay. So, I thought 25 for the wavy was maybe fine, but I do think, personally, that Prodigy did not want to sell these. I think he's like, you know, this is gonna get some good attention on the collection, on the hobby, maybe on his channel. He also has a channel. I do think he has had bigger offers, you know, because back in 2021 and so forth, there was a lot of hype going on, but I think he didn't really want to sell. So that's my little call, but let me know in the comments down below what you think of this. Do you think he wanted to sell? Do you think the price was right? What are your opinions on all of this collecting? Maybe Yu-Gi-Oh in general? Let me know, like, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Ciao.